Hey guys, welcome. I have kind of like channeled this message. It's been tapping in my heart space for a little while because I just feel like we are struggling right now. You know, as society and as individuals, a lot of us are struggling right now. And if this is you, then this video is for you and it found you for a reason. So I'm going to share with you some ways or some things that you can do that will help you through this struggle and help you to get out of this struggle. But before I do, I just want to let you know that Soul Circle membership is available. It is a very affordable monthly plan where you get weekly coaching from me and you can cancel anytime as well. And there's a community in there so you can connect to like-minded people. Okay. So the amount of people in my life that are going through something like really big is huge. And I feel like this is just a theme right now. Like, people are going through hard times. This is just what's happening in the collective in humanity at the moment. I have people going through deaths. I have people going through breakups. People going through just life-changing events. And they just don't know what the fuck to do. And they just feel like they're struggling. And my heart reaches out for you guys. And even me, I was in Bali and I got all of my money fucking skimmed and I had to come back to Melbourne unexpectedly, everything happens for a reason. But I believe that this was this happened for a reason, and everything that's happening is like changing. It's not tiny. There's big things happening, and like I said, this is for a reason. And a lot of us are struggling right now. So this is what I want to share with you guys, a couple of ways to move through this. And I've had friends that I've mentored through, and so I was like, I want to give it to everyone. Now, the first thing is to allow what is to be. So don't change anything. Now, this is really important because what is supposed to happen is supposed to happen. And you could be like, how the fuck can you say that? Like, I've gone through a breakup. I've just lost someone that I've loved so deeply. How can you say that? It's so insensitive. And I'm like, I get it. Trust me, I understand. Like, I understand to the capacity in which I can understand. But right now, as of right now, you can't see the bigger picture. And that's for a reason. But there is something bigger that is at play here, and that will unfold when the time is right, in due time. But for right now, things are unfolding and they seem to be getting worse, or it might be life-changing. And usually life-changing things happen in order for a breakthrough or in order for a big up level in your life. And this is exactly what's happening. And an example of my life, 4 or 5 years ago, I went through a breakup, long-term relationship, thought I was going to get married to this person, was planning on getting married, and my whole life just shattered because I only thought of my future with this person. And then when that happened, I was completely lost. I was lonely, I was miserable, I had no sense of direction, and I was completely in the shits, like at my lowest. And now I am where I am now because that opened so many doors and so many opportunities for me to work on myself, to change my career, to just completely discover who the fuck I am and get me to where I am now. So if that had not have happened, then I wouldn't be here. And yes, there were low moments. It was a very low time for me, but it served me. And so this too is serving you. And as angry as you may feel that anger, and it's valid. And I'm here to hold support and hold that for you because, yeah, what you're going through is fucking shit. And allow yourself to go through what you need to go through, but also just accept what is. If you keep fighting with like trying to change things, trying to make sense and rationalize, you're only going to dig yourself a deeper hole. Just allow what is, because the rest will unfold when you're ready. The rest will unfold in due time. It is all unfolding as it should be, as long as you allow it to just happen. So that is the first thing, is to just don't change anything and allow for what is. Accept it in whatever way that this looks like for you, and accepting. And this will follow on with the next points that I say. So the next thing is, do little things in your day to support yourself. You don't realize the little things that make a really big impact when you actually do it over time. But if you just start doing little things to support you, it will help you in this struggle, in these times that you need the best support. And the number one support that you need is from yourself. From yourself. You need that support from yourself. And it could be so tiny, like getting more sleep, drinking more water, eating healthy food. It could be going for a walk. It could be calling a friend and telling them that you love them and you thank them for their support. Or just calling them and being like, I need support, can you please help me? Being open up to receiving support could be the thing. And not being alone. What little thing can you do that's going to support you? And if you think it's so little and so stupid, trust me, it's not. It is exactly what you need. And it's there for you to help you. Nothing more is more powerful than the choice that you make in making a decision to support yourself. Like, the choice is yours. Remember that you have a choice. You have a choice. You may think you don't. You may think the whole world's against you and you're in this deep pit of struggle town, but you still have a choice. You are never, never, ever roped away from the choice. It's never taken away from you. It can't. So at least make the choice to support yourself in any way that looks like, even if it's tiny. The next thing is to start to look at ways that you can start healing. Healing can be so beneficial for right now, and is actually necessary. And you probably don't realize it yet. But what ways can you start looking at healing? And it can be small. So maybe it's doing some research. What is healing? What does healing look like? Why am I struggling? What are my emotions? What are my thoughts? Why am I having panic attacks all the time? Why am I anxious? I remember I started looking at my symptoms. I started becoming aware, and I started looking at my symptoms, and then I was like, oh my God, I have this, 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 and this. This is why I'm struggling. This makes so much sense. And my healing just started from there. I literally did my own research. I didn't pay anyone anything, not yet at this point. But I just did my own research, did my own things, started my healing myself. How can you work on shifting your mindset? How can you support yourself more emotionally? How can you make different decisions? Like, these are all part of healing. How can you love yourself a little bit more? How can you enjoy your day just a little bit more? That's also healing. Everything is healing. There's not one way of healing. Just from, like, if you're unsure on healing, there is not one way of healing. It is a huge variety of things. So look at what healing is if you have not started healing, or if you have, start diving deeper into what you need to support yourself through this journey, and that is healing. Everything that I'm saying, even supporting yourself, is healing. And this goes on to the next thing, my notes, emotional purging. So allowing yourself to feel. And I don't mean just feeling uncontrollably, like crying uncontrollably, no. I mean intentionally allowing yourself to feel. So hold space. Now, you can look up on YouTube how to do this. You can go on my TikTok. There are videos on me like meditation videos on being able to hold space for you. But if not, just look up on YouTube certain practices, meditations, or even emotional release techniques, like somatic techniques, that will allow you to hold space for yourself so that you can heal, release emotions. Because the whole purpose of releasing emotions and allowing yourself to feel, it's through intention and it's through control. If you're just like crying and you're just crying uncontrollably, where you're so lost in your thoughts and you're lost in the story and you just feel like you can't get out of it, then that doesn't help you. And I know a lot of people are scared of that. They're scared to feel because of that, because the first experience that you would have experienced this way long ago, maybe in childhood, that's what it felt like for you. It felt so overwhelming and you couldn't control it. So you learned to suppress, you learned to avoid. It's a coping mechanism. But now we want us to slowly start bringing things to the surface, because this is how we heal. And the reason why you're struggling is because things that you're feeling right now, you haven't had the tools to be able to feel it. You haven't necessarily dealt with it before. So this is an opportunity for you to learn how to deal with it. You're not going to be a master at it straight away. Maybe you are, but that's not the point. The point is just learning how to be there and sit with your emotions. So just sit with it intentionally. And the way to do this, I'll give you a quick tip on how to do this, but intentionally feeling and controlling yourself through feeling these emotions will help you release what needs to be released. Because that's what's happening when emotions come to the surface. It's just there so that you can finally feel it to heal it. Now, the way that I do this, and I teach this in my sessions and also in Soul Circle, that's why I think you should join. But the way that I do this is I like to sit there and close my eyes and connect to my body. Like, and I mean really like feel my body, like place my awareness on my body, whether it's like placing my awareness on my heart or on my stomach. I really just sit in that awareness, and I do that for a couple of breaths. So then as I'm breathing through and I'm really sitting with it, then I bring up the emotions, but I feel it in the body. So if I am feeling like anger, let's say I'm feeling angry, which is part of the grieving process. If you're someone that's like experienced death, then you're gonna experience anger, you're gonna experience sadness, you're gonna experience the whole spectrum. But if you're feeling angry, then you feel that in your body, right? Rather than in your head, because that's where you start to spiral. So it's not about, you're not thinking of that thing that made you angry, you're thinking of the emotion anger in the body. Because again, like, emotions is just, anger is just emotion. So it's not you, it's what you're feeling, if that makes sense. And so there is this difference, it's separate. And when we feel lost in our emotions, we feel like it is a part of us. So this is what this practice is really useful for. If you learn to feel anger in the body and not get so lost up in your head, and you intentionally breathe through this anger. So as you're breathing through, like you're placing your awareness on your breath or on your heart as you're breathing, but you're still concentrating on breathing, like intentionally, and you feel that anger and you allow yourself to feel the anger. That's how you're allowing the emotions to be felt but not control you. And it's really effective. This is a somatic exercise. It's what I teach. It's what I did to help me heal a lot of my anger issues with some of the traumatic things that I've experienced from childhood. And it helped me heal my betrayal wound. It helped me heal my abandonment wound. Helped me heal a lot. So I highly recommend you do that. And if you want guidance and you resonate with me, then you can book in a session with me. Also, yes, that reminds me, because of the tough times right now, I have put a discount on my one-on-one coaching. So if you want one-on-one coaching and you want to add the discounted code, then you don't need to put in a code. It's already at the cheaper price of 222, which is only going to be for until the end of the week. Then you can book in a session. And then the last thing is get yourself into a routine. There is nothing more like useful and helpful than a routine. This is actually what I started when I first got into healing and working on myself. The biggest thing that I found to be very helpful and beneficial was a routine, because it meant that I was able to get into some form of structure and then be devoted to what I was doing. So every day I had certain things that I could look forward to doing, which helped me get into the habit of doing. We're habitual human beings. We like to do things automatically, unconsciously. So if you can get into a routine, a healthy routine, meaning maybe set aside the morning to do that practice to allow yourself to feel your emotions, or to meditate, or to journal your feelings, whatever kind of resonates with you. And you can get into a habit of doing that, a routine of doing that every morning. Can you imagine the transformation you're gonna have within like 30 days? It's gonna be huge. And then another 30 days, and then you look back 4 years later, you've changed a lot. You're like, I'm no longer the person I was. I don't recognize her. And you kind of understand why everything had to happen the way that it happened, But getting into a routine is like a necessity. Make that a priority for you. Just like you do brushing your teeth, just like you do showering and washing your hair. You make these things a priority. Make personal development, healing, yourself, self-care, make you a priority. And I think to finish this off, a lot of people that are struggling right now and don't know how to navigate through this struggle, don't have the tools, that have maybe not necessarily never done it before, but just don't really know how to show up for themselves in the way that they need to. And this is what I'm here for. So use these tools, because this is going to be extremely helpful. Trust me, because I've had some very deep, dark moments in my life where I've really experienced deep struggles, especially in my teenage years. So I know to a degree how you're feeling and what you're going through. And this is why, like I said, the last thing, setting a routine is really important. It's good for the mind, it's good for the brain, the human brain, and it is very good for your overall, well-being. So I hope this resonated with you. I hope you liked it, and please give this a thumbs up and share this with anyone who that is struggling right now, because again, this is a collective thing. I know intuitively, I know anyway, you see it all over social media, what's going on with the election and everything, but also people are going through some hard times right now in their personal life, individually. So individually and collectively, we're going through some tough times, and we are struggling, and it's for a reason. And I can see this because I can see into the future, but certain people that are going through it may not be able to see that. And this is why people need to come together, right? And they need to help each other. And I'm here to help you. But with that being said, you have to help yourself first. And the way to help yourself first is to show up for yourself in the capacity that you need to. So allow yourself to go through what you need to feel, to be there for yourself, so that you can learn what you need to learn and really grow, like utilize this time that's so deep and dark and turn it into your superpower. Like that is the time right now. We're going through this dark time so that we can come out of it completely transformed, collectively and individually. And I'm going through this myself. I've had to literally strip away so many things that I did not want, or that was so hard to strip away, and I just had to do it. And like coming back to Melbourne was the last thing that I fucking wanted to do in my life, but I did it. And like, you know, I'm doing it. I'm going through it, and I'm working through what I need to work through. We all are. We are all going through something. So let's all do it together, support each other, but make sure you show up for yourself and give yourself what you need first. Make yourself a priority, and finally allow yourself to feel and to go through what you need to go through, because that's when you'll be able to transform. If you want, if you would like me to make a video on healing or on like my routine, then please do let me know, because I have so many things that I want to share, but I'm just going to end it off here because I think this is perfect for people that are just struggling right now. And again, if you like this video, then hit the follow button for more, and I will see you in the next video.